Can't follow that.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Town of Port Royal September Council meeting. First order of business is a stand and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please face the flag. Councilman Phillips, please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Jerry, Councilman Ashmore, can you lead us in that prayer?
Sure, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings of life. And Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to give us tonight to come together to do the business of our town, Port Royal. Just give us the wisdom, the courage, and the guidance that we need to do work that is pleasant in your sight. And also, Lord, we lift up Mary Beth. She's had some recent surgery here. We just ask that you continue to heal her and wrap your loving arms around her, protect her, keep her safe, and get her back on council just as quick as you can. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. First item of business, as normal, we have 4 sets of minutes. One special meeting, July 27th, public hearing, August 3rd, council workshop, August 3rd, and regular council meeting, August 10th. What's the pleasure of council?
I move that we approve the minutes from special meeting of July 27th, public hearing August 3rd, council workshop August 3rd, and regular council meeting of August 10th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additions or deletions to the minutes or corrections? I had none. Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous?
Yes.
Unanimous. We're going to go ahead and ask for a motion to break from the agenda until Van arrives for the council briefing, and we'll move on to council actions.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. So the next item is the MEC funding. If everybody remembers that the chamber came before us, they have hired a contractor who's working with the Military Enhancement Committee and the Naval Hospital on putting some plans together on how the Naval Hospital could be utilized if and when, I think is really the statement now, gets closed down. And all of the municipalities in the county are help funding this, and we have gotten a request to help fund in the neighborhood of $15,000, and that's what's in front of us at this point in time. Van, anything else to add on the MEC? I covered what it is.
Yes.
And the $15,000.
Wise expenditure.
Wise expenditure, we're all good. So the city of Beaufort's done 15, the county has done 75. Bluffton has been asked to do some, I don't know what they did, but they're also, because, a lot of people live over there as well. So we're all participating in that aspect. And Ian has committed that they'll come and give us some presentations on what they're looking at and what they're doing. So
that's
this is an
15?
action, yeah, it's
15,000.
15,000, so it's an action item. What's the pleasure of council?
Make a motion to improve the funding, the MEC funding for the contract of $15,000 on behalf of Town of Port Royal.
I'll second.
I think I got that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that?
No, I'll just reiterate what Van said. I could speak that the chamber's already starting to move ahead with putting groups together to discuss the bases that we have in town and the future of those. And as we all know in Port Royal, the military bases and those families are very important to all of us. So I think, like Van said, it's a wise expenditure for us. So.
Very good. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Unanimous. Second, Van, talk about the IGA for the housing IGA. We haven't.
Yes, I had a conversation today amongst the managers. It seems that all of the Northern Beaufort County managers or municipalities are on board. One of the issues, obviously, that we wanted to address was how the payments were going to be handled. As I mentioned last week, we got permission from the county to use the Good Neighbor Fund because the formula is based upon ARPA contributions, with 3% of ARPA collections going towards first year, then subsequent years based upon population. So we are good there. One of the other things that we had concerns about was how the projects would potentially be distributed across the county, and there was language in the agreement that addressed that, and I think there was some issue regarding appointees, but I think that's something that obviously we'll work on next.
Okay. And this IGA now has us collecting and calculating the fees again.
This is This is the IGA for housing.
For the housing, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
the two mixed up, right, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
So this, right, so you need two motions, right? You need a motion to approve the IGA and a second to the funding, or can we do it all in a single?
You do it in a single, because you can approve the IGA as written and authorize the manager to sign off on the IGA.
And that's the $5,000, right?
No.
No, we're not going to discuss the specific fee. It's based upon a calculation which hasn't been finalized yet.
Okay,
There's a basis for the calculation in the agreement, but then it will be calculated.
so the motion can simply state that the fee will be as negotiated, as written in the
Per the
IGA?
agreement, yeah.
So that then authorizes you to make the fee and not have to come back to us?
Correct.
Okay, so we're approving the IGA and the fee associated the way it's written in the IGA is the motion that we need. So what's the pleasure of council?
Okay. I'll step out and entertain, actually issue a motion to approve the housing IGA as recommended with the allowing our town manager to enter the negotiation to establish the fees.
Very good. Do we have a
Is that how
second?
it's written? Is that worded well?
Well, if you could, if the motion could state that you're in support of the IGA for housing as written and authorize the town manager to execute the agreement per the agreement, that would probably be,
Recorded.
I think that was your motion, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's what I thought that's what I said.
yeah, you did.
Are we good? Before I go for a second? We're good?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to support the intergovernmental agreement as written and to include the negotiation of the final fees by the town manager. Any further discussion? We've talked about this a whole bunch, but we haven't, it's been a while since it's been back before us, so I think I'm gonna take a second and open it up to the public if council's okay with that. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add about the housing trust? Very good. Councilman Howard, Alice, welcome, as always.
I went to the city of Beaufort last night, so I'll kind of repeat what I said there. I wanted to say thank you for being part of this. This was a regional, it was a regional initiative, started with a regional housing study and started with a county housing study because we had people on county council 8 years ago who didn't believe we needed affordable housing. Those people have become converted for the most part, except maybe one. So thank you, and y'all have done a lot on your own, but I think together we will, with this, we'll accomplish a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And county resident Wendy Czar, and also the county's representative on the trust board, wanted me to pass on that she's in full support of this, and she's sorry she couldn't be here tonight. That was something she asked me to pass on. So no other discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you, it's unanimous. We're going to go back on the agenda, Van, back to council briefing. We skipped that.
no problem. I apologize for being late.
Nope, you're great.
So-
Got to take care of the family, we understand.
Well, first things I would like to do is introduce Alexis Linder here. She is Cynthia's replacement, if you will, and we're very excited to have her. Quick learner, has been doing a fantastic job. I told her she only had to give you 5 minutes of, so, but
Come on up, tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah, well, it's only because that's where the cameras are pointing.
All right, well, my name's Alexis.
So now you know you're on Facebook Live and the whole bit.
Oh, goodness. Well, my name's Alexis Linder. I moved here from California about 2 years ago now. Very thankful to be here. It's been awesome. I don't know what else to say. I'm thankful to be a part of this team. It's been really great. These are really great people I stand beside every day, and look forward to many more years.
Well, that's great. We're proud to have you on board with the team, council. Go ahead.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. You'll get to know us all at the same time. Anything else, Van? Any updates?
yeah, I just, as I mentioned last week, I told y'all I'd give you an update on the monthly safe harbor discussions. And one of the things that did come out was the timeline relative to the finalization of the marina permit. And they're looking at an 18-month turnaround from the Corps of Engineers on the permit. So that that was a little,
From when?
the Corps of Engineers,
No,
Army
I'm
Corps of
saying
Engineers.
from
Reviewing permit to.
From now.
From now.
18 months starting now, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if we were on month 3 or
Right.
4. Yeah.
And, having been through permitting with the Corps previously, even when we did the Cypress wetlands, it took 11 months. And if you recall, one of the discussions we had with our House member, remember we went to a meeting in Charleston, was a discussion of the significant amount of time it was taking to turn around permits with federal agencies. So that hasn't improved. So that was one of the eye-openers out of all this for me.
Do you think it would be possible for them to kind of give us a summary of what's changing? What's the difference between the two permits? I mean, I don't know what they're asking for. I don't know that anybody does.
I think
Do you-
think more of it has to do with maybe the break order, if you will, and maybe some of the change in configuration. But you'd think a modification to an existing permit would not take that long. So, and then obviously we were dealing with the issue of the virtual buoy, it being evaluated potentially as what was was evaluated as a commercial channel, and so they had to make some changes to it that way, which is obvious. But I've actually been in discussion with the Corps of Engineers this week, discussing the amount of commercial traffic in and out of that channel. So yeah, that was a little eye-opening for us. And then we just had a general discussion of other potential development of the Bluff neighborhood, and obviously mowing, and some other mundane things. And then discussing what the ultimate fate of the property will be between Fish Camp and Shellring.
The other one was, just so that we get it out there, the demolition permit, have we received? They hinted that they were going to be asking for a permit to demo a building. Very good, Noah. You remember?
I told John I knew where the button was, and
It's tough. It's like a little thin button. It's tough to get to.
sorry about that. Got it. No, I don't got it. This is a mess. Sorry. I'm just gonna hold it for now. I haven't received anything. That's all. I just wanted to be able to hear it on Facebook.
But it
I think
is,
you gotta pop it in.
but the building they're talking about is the large cement building on the left-hand side as you're driving in, the one that's on the angle. That there's going to be a permit coming to the town to remove or raise that building, as we like to
Yes,
describe
that's,
it.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the same building as where they're keeping the slab and doing the dry stack racks.
Yeah, they reutilize existing slab, but not any of the vertical.
Right, I think it's E on the conceptual plan, A, B, C, D. E.
Yeah, I
think
haven't
it's
been able to
E
keep track either,
on the-
but
I
yeah.
gotta keep that in my head,
Right.
E on the conceptual
E, I
plan.
think is
Okay,
correct.
just so that everybody hears that. Thanks.
And without divulging too much, there is a possibility of one other business relocating to the property, which is pretty exciting. I won't get too deep into that.
Anything else on the briefing? Any other updates?
Obviously, the Sands Beach work, it started, you probably saw the crane that was out there, so that's exciting. And you probably, if I could show you all the daily reports and the uptick of codes activity, you would probably be impressed. It's very significant. We had a briefing this morning, sat down to go over topics, various types of code violations, some of the different things that Jeff has discovered in our code that he's willing to pursue. So like I said last week, wait for those phone calls.
Wait for the phone calls. Okay. Darrell?
We're here to discuss, and I'm not sure if we're gonna do it or not because of potential liability, but we had discussed the potential possibility of establishing a walkway to the pier, to the Robinson Pier on the side.
Oh.
They've had to block it off because of the size of the equipment that they're still out there, but maybe in the second week we'll be able to get that open back up. You can still access the boardwalk from the parking
the other
lot on
side.
the other end.
Can't get out.
It's not as convenient,
That's what
but
it
it's
looked like
still.
this morning. It was completely blocked off, but I didn't know how much the
Yeah.
watercraft equipment.
And we have also kind of finalized the details of the additional cameras, and that was something discussed at the Safe Harbor meeting as well. The Safe Harbor is allowing us to mount our cameras to their building to allow us to focus in on the activities at the
Tower.
tower.
Yep.
So those who use the
On there, they're
tower,
gonna feed through
just
the-
keep in mind you may be on camera.
We'll
So,
mount our building.
cameras on their building.
So when you're in the tower, you are now seen, no more.
Wear a mask,
So they're gonna get to see us dance during fireworks when you're up there?
Yep.
among other things.
Put some signage up there.
That's it?
And we did get a South Carolina Infrastructure Program grant through the Rural Infrastructure Authority submitted on Monday for some additional drainage work. So roughly about a $900,000 project that addresses drainage issues.
there-
We know there are more, but we've got another deadline that's for another project submittal probably at the end of October.
Time frame on when the recipients are released? or-
I'm not sure. I think it's going to be at least 6-7 months.
Okay.
It's about $800 to $900 million, and I expect all 270 municipalities to apply, and every single county and water authority.
Yeah, I don't know if it said,
Yeah,
you know, announcement date or whatever.
yeah.
Very good. Any other questions for Van?
Just ask real quick, we talked about it last week, the stormwater guidelines, just an update on,
Oh, yeah.
That-
We have our engineer reviewing that manual just for any comments. And then I expect us to be able to, the way this works, and this is what we currently do, in our standards, we adopt by resolution or reference whatever manual we are using for review and evaluation. And so we don't need to adopt it by 2 readings of ordinance. We would just need to make a motion to adopt by reference the updated manual that would then be used by our reviewers to evaluate projects moving forward.
So that'll just be a council action,
Correct.
and possibly in October.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then, go ahead.
No, go.
And then, one more thing, I know it's been a crazy week, and we just talked about it last week, but the, commercial tax incentives, still just working
I think
away
we'll
on
have that ready for first reading
Okay.
in October.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, like I said, I know
direction.
it's been crazy, we talked about it a week ago, so.
Yeah, that was the direction we gave you.
Yep.
Okay, so we've talked about the October council meeting twice, and the next item on the agenda is the October council meeting. So it was a good transition in that way. So we have a number of conflicts in October with different council members, and we've all reviewed our calendars, and staff's reviewed theirs. And at this point in time, we're asking council to have a single meeting in October. So we will do kind of workshop, immediately roll into a council meeting. That will occur on Thursday, October 6th. So we need a little motion from council because we adopt our meeting schedule at the beginning of the year. So we need a motion to adjust October's meeting to Thursday, October 6th.
And at 6:30, and the workshop will be at 6 o'clock, right?
That's what we're heading, is workshop at 6, quick workshop, 30 minutes, and then roll into the meeting.
Okay.
Make a motion to adjust our October workshop meeting until the 6th, followed up by the council meeting right behind that, should be approximately 6:30, October the 6th.
Very good, we've got a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Thank you, council, for working with that
And
schedule.
can we get an invitation? That-
Yeah.
Those are so helpful.
Yes.
Those
Yes.
are awesome.
Invitation and phone calls
Those are
to
great.
remind everybody
Just
about that
press
one.
accept and it's on there.
Council information, there's nothing under there, we have anything,
I don't think I've got anything.
okay. I don't have anything.
Go ahead.
Wait, I do have one. Councilman Howard, maybe you can help us a minute. There was a conversation this morning at a breakfast meeting that got together about a program that's happening in Port Royal called the 60 Plus Program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We sent it to, it was put here in the newsletter. It's the,
It appears that not a lot of people knew about it. And
we did send it, and it did go out in your newsletter. And we talked about it at the breakfast meeting too. It's at your recreation center.
on 16th Street at the park.
And they do serve lunch. They can serve lunch. You don't have to be part of that. It's run by it's been going since
Patty doesn't know either. Patty was with me this morning.
Okay, I think it was kicked off early August. So
Okay.
We can put it back in your bulletin.
Yeah, I think we
again.
need to highlight this again and.
But it's anyone, it's part of the, our Parks and Rec program. And they got the contract to do the meals too there. The previous contractor lost their contract, so, to Beaufort County. But they also will have things like learn how to play bridge or, other activities, whatever the people who go there would like to do. So,
Maybe we can get our media guy to get together and we can do a little highlight on what's going on at that location. I mean, the
We need
building's
to- I mean,
building's
we-
in use again? What?
How often is it?
every day.
It's every day? Okay.
During the
Yeah.
week,
Yeah,
during the
yeah,
week.
during the week, so-
Don't ask me the hours.
We're just saying if you get any
Yeah.
footage or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
something.
the more the better.
Right,
Yeah,
I th-
and the more the better.
Kind of what I'm
And-
hearing is there has been not a lot of people signing up for it, and then you
Right.
hear that not a lot of people don't know about it.
We
We gotta
want a
figure
lot
out how to
of-
get this word out, and we're here to help you do
Yeah,
that.
it's on the county Parks and Recreation
Yep,
site too.
I went and looked at that today.
Yeah.
Little hard to sign up, you have to sign up with your email, and then you have to wait to get an email back and stuff, but we'll figure all that out, and maybe we can highlight and promote that
Sure.
a little bit more.
Yep, good.
Problem is, we just don't have enough people over
Not
60
enough
years old.
people over
that's all.
60, there's
Oh.
nobody sitting up here today that can even get involved with
I
that.
was saying if we wanted to reach out, I mean, you got Springer, Calendar Place.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's what I said, we gotta find out a little bit more
they
and
got
see if we
buses,
can
they
help.
got- Yeah.
And anyone,
Drum up.
from anybody, and they don't have to be residents.
They don't have to be residents of Port Royal,
No.
it's just a center, it's a Beaufort County center in
Resident
Port
of
Royal.
Beaufort County.
That's
is
it.
the only
So,
requirement, so,
yep.
hopefully people.
And they're doing it at other centers, and
Yes,
they're,
they're
and
doing
they
it out at
have,
St. Helena, where they used to have a program before COVID, and then they're doing it out at Burton Wells.
and I hear that they have pretty good
Burton
attendance
Wells.
at the other locations.
Yes, we
And
do.
they always had good attendance on St. Helena.
St.
I've been
Helena,
to
yeah.
that one, before COVID. But, this is new here, they redid the building.
Mhm.
And I asked y'all if y'all wanted a tour, but I haven't heard.
Dates didn't work out for me, I was reached out,
Okay.
I'll try again.
I didn't-
Yep,
You
we'll
can contact Chuck. I'll send it out again to everybody.
Okay.
Anytime.
appreciate
Okay.
that, thank you, sorry to call you out on that. Okay, we got, important information, important dates. Van?
Yes, Saturday, September 17th at 6 PM is the final street music performance. Also, Saturday, the 17th, from 9 to 11 is the Walk for Water at the Live Oak Park. Tuesday, the 20th, at 4:30 PM is Redevelopment Commission. Saturday, September 24th, from 11 to 5 is Oktoberfest.
Yes.
And Saturday, October 1st, from 11 to 9 is the Food Truck Festival on Paris Avenue.
The fall festival season has begun.
It was beautiful outside today.
I know, yep.
It was starting to feel you could,
Yep, yep. So street music, Saturday night, last one. If you don't come out, maybe we won't bring it back. We need to know you want to be, that you want it. Now, of course, we're gonna bring it back. But, it's Bluegrass, right? If I remember correctly, Bluegrass? Looking forward to it. Any other dates the council would like to highlight? Anything going on that you're not aware of?
The chamber has the coffee with colleagues on.
at Springer.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes, I saw
Friday,
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Friday.
copy.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Next Friday, the 24th. No, Friday, the 17th.
The 23rd.
Whatever. Oh, I'm in the wrong month. I'm on the wrong month.
What day, yeah, what day is it?
What is the date? The 16th is
Maybe-
tomorrow.
maybe the
It's the
chamber
23rd is next, it's tomorrow. Okay, that's what I said. Tomorrow,
It's Friday.
Friday night, the 16th,
Yeah, we are all over.
Coffee with Colleagues, Springer.
Yes.
I'll be there.
8:30.
Got it on my calendar.
What time?
8:30, yeah. 8:30 to 9.
8:30 a.m. We're gonna get this one right.
That was rough.
That was tough.
Yeah, that was rough.
That's what happens when it's not on the agenda for you to read, right? Anything else? Thanks for highlighting that.
I got a question for October. Is it too early to ask for that? On my calendar, I've got ribbon cutting on October the 7th at 5 to 5:30 at Ace Hardware. Is that correct?
That,
Yes.
the tentative that, yep.
In the evening? Okay. Okay. I had that on my mind. I just
Yeah.
wanted to confirm 5 PM. Okay. Thank you.
We got the man who knows. Thanks,
Man,
Andy.
yeah, he's on top of things. Who's going to football this weekend?
All right, we're up to council comments. Any comments? Kevin, start with you.
Real quick, one more event, I apologize, is Low Country Legal Volunteers is having their big fundraiser next Saturday, the
The beer garden?
24th, right after, it's from 5 to 8. It's down at the beer garden. It's Low Country Boyle, and Low Country Legal Volunteers is an organization in town. They provide free legal services,
Thank you.
mostly to people dealing with housing issues, domestic violence. They're a great organization, but that's next Saturday, the 24th at 5. So you can do Oktoberfest and just roll right over to the
So,
Sands.
right, leave Oktoberfest and walk over to the
there.
Sands.
Yeah.
Let's go back, because, Ian, you said the Coffee with Colleague is on Friday coming, because the initial email that I received here, which I have set up, it says the 23rd.
Ian's checking his calendar.
Well, it's 16. I'm on the Chamber's website, and there's,
Okay.
Yes, indeed, it is on this Friday, September 16th at Springer.
Okay, so I need to change it, because I had it.
That's at 8:30 in the morning.
Right.
We did get an invite.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Kevin accepted and I
We
accepted.
did get it. I'm
on
looking
the
at it. We did
23rd.
get one.
Yeah, I'll look at Kevin. Okay, so it's the 16th, okay.
I have it on the 23rd as a calendar invite as
Yeah,
well.
I do, yeah.
So we all do. So we need to send a new one out.
Showing the notes, there's the email.
You can fix that? You know somebody? Very good, thank you. Any other council comments? Hearing none, I'll open it up to public comment. I've got a couple of submissions. Lolita Huckabee, welcome. Oh, full name, I'm sorry, Lolita Huckabee Walsh.
Watson, that's right. I'm here as a community volunteer.
Walk for walk.
Thank you, gentlemen. And I was talking about things that are going on. This is something you guys may know, but I just found out today. I wanted to share it with y'all. I wanted to make you know that Help of Beaufort is going to have to move again by October 1st.
Oh,
The
didn't know
property,
the date.
yes, the property owners had told them that they could have it through the Christmas holidays, but now they have development plans for their property. So Help is scrambling to try to find an interim location before the new building can be built. Port Royal's been working with them, and I understand they've got the permits, and they're going to start breaking ground, hopefully by the end of the month. They've still short on their capital campaign, and they asked me to, or I said I would put in a plug. It's a great organization, but there's concern. They hear a lot of complaints from citizens. Why does Help need to buy its own building? Well, I've been a volunteer there for 10 years, and they've moved 4 different times, and it's incredible. And I was down there today to pick up mobile meals to be delivered. The air conditioner's not working, and the roof is leaking, and those volunteers were in there dealing with those clothes and packing up meals, and it was just so sad. So I wanted to put in a plug so y'all would know that, the people on Facebook would know that. Please support Help of Beaufort. They're going to have a fundraiser at Fish Camp the same night as the Low Country Legal Volunteers. It's all-you-can-eat shrimp boil.
So have they found a new location? I had heard a rumor. I don't want to say what I heard.
Yeah, there's a rumor,
Okay, that's just a rumor.
and it's just for an interim period till that building can get built, but you know how that
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
And so please support them in their capital campaign. And as a member of the Housing Authority Board, I wanted to say thank you to y'all for pursuing the Housing Trust Program. It's been a lot of talk about it, and there's a lot of different things that need to be done. But I think all of us working together can make a small dent in that situation. So thank you for what you do.
Very good.
Thank you.
Ms. Hayward, Shirley, come forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. My concern, and it's a concern about everybody, so my concern is really not it's unique in a way. And I realize, yes, we had a lot of rain, so I do know that. But in the Wardell, Robinson, Sargent, Casablanca area, a drain was put there about 25 years ago. And it's a non-functional drain because I don't believe it has pipes that takes the water out. So the water just goes down in that. And therefore, we are getting, and this has happened many times before, so it's not just a problem that just started. It's an ongoing problem. And this drain has been neglected since it has been placed there. I don't think it has pipes that will leak. I think when you put a drain down, you got to have pipes to take the water out. So I know kind of know the situation why they don't have pipes. And they never tried to do anything because of the pipes running They didn't have any place to put the pipes to go out into another area. So every time it rains real hard, all this water from the entire community bottlenecks up on Robinson and Sargent. The water's coming down from Casablanca, coming down from Wardell, coming down from Sargent's Drive. Then I have a piece of property back there, so all of that shoots out on my property. And I've had this problem before. And this is that drainage that they have is a result of my complaint back then, but like I say, it's just there. So when it gets filled up with water, it's just fills up with water. It doesn't go out anyway. So I'm just here to address this problem to council as well as the town manager and others who may be involved. And I think Ms. Bennett has the same, it's that whole area that has been neglected for drainage situation. And if work has been done, it wasn't effective. So we will always have water issues.
You're talking about the area on File Street, which is the drainage area? Is that the one?
Well, that one, but,
Because we worked
About
on
the cemetery back there?
we did that
well,
one
that's
last-
one of it too, but I'm generally addressing the Sergeant Robinson up there where I live.
Okay.
Right there's the drainage right there.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to make sure I knew which one, because I know we had the other one, that, a property issue with the other one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Dan, did you
No, it's
say-
already on Tony's radar.
It
We
is?
actually did a CDBG and installed pipes there probably 12 to 15 years ago.
Where now? Robert Hood?
Out in the Casablanca area. The problem that we're having, and we're finding this out with 1660 Rebo as well, is all that system outfalls into a system that ties into the DOT system that then goes out. What we're finding is that the boxes where all those go to are blocked. And so we had a discussion with Degler probably a week or two ago, because they normally come out and blow boxes, but obviously we're not responsible for DOT boxes. But if we've got water that's trying to get into that system to then get out, it's backing up.
Okay.
Now, we all know that everybody has drainage problems right now, not just y'all, everybody. I've got them in my yard, you've got them in your yard. We're finding more issues than you can imagine because we've had unprecedented rain.
We were pumping a neighborhood the other day to prevent it from going into somebody's house.
Yeah. So, but I went
An
through,
area
I
we
went
don't know
down
about.
and looked at, because I remember that area from years ago. I know which, there's a newer mobile home that sits on the corner of Fayal, and right behind it, you can see the water come up. Because right behind your house is that, there's a depression, and what we do, we gotta get water out of there. And Tony said, I think I know what to do. And so, we've
And
got an
then what
idea.
about Sergeant?
What's interesting about
Robinson.
that one is, I don't know if y'all been to the public works yard lately, but it
It was
was
flooded.
also underwater.
The public works yard, the
Yes.
entire yard was flooded over the weekend.
Yeah,
First, I
Because
hadn't
it
seen that in
ties
a long
in,
time.
it ties into the wetland that's just outside of its fence, which is right in that area.
Across the- in front of it.
Which
Right.
then goes across Waddell, which ties into wetland on that side.
Right, which is
Right.
Twin Lakes, which is now in the
Which is
city of
behind
Beaufort.
Yes.
Oakville, which is behind Oakville Terrace.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right, and that has, the outfall for Twin Lakes is a
Yes.
very small outfall pipe that goes into the new drainage system that the city worked on. But
Yes.
it is a small pipe that can't take a lot of water fast.
And so, yeah, we had, Jeff's yard was underwater also. So we gotta look at that one too. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've identified, we've got an October 30th deadline for another grant submittal for drainage. But
Okay.
Tony thinks the scope of the one in y'all's neighborhood, we can just do
All of
without having to wait for a grant.
Good.
Okay.
It is on our radar, I promise you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
You know I'll be back.
I know.
Ms. Bennett, do you have anything else you'd like to add? Joyce doesn't say the subject, I just want
First of all, I want to say good evening to all of you.
Good
It's been a
evening,
while
Rose.
since I've been out, and I am just delighted to be back with you. I've had over the last couple of years, I've been very busy taking care of my 2 elderly sisters who are going through the early stage of dementia. And it's been a little difficult, so I haven't been able to come out, and of course with the pandemic and everything else, it made it a little bit hard for me. But just to sort of piggyback on what Shirley said, that we do have that problem. I have a problem right at the corner of Robinson and Casablanca, where the stop sign is. And every time it rains, it's not just because of all the rain that we're having now, but the fact that that area, right at the stop sign and my driveway, gets flooded every time it rains. There's no drainage system there. And the other issue was that we've had when we put in the sidewalks there on Casablanca, you had that water draining into the property across the street from the playground. And at that point, we had to stop them because we told them that, look, you can't do that even though it's vacant land. We are going to, in the process of developing that land. But we still have the problem that every time it rains, because of the way the sidewalk and the street angles over, you're going to get all of that rain in the front yard of that house, the mobile house that's there right across the street. And I took a walk. You know, I'm up and down the street every week cleaning up the street because people have a tendency to just throw things out there. And I only saw 2 drainage systems on Casablanca. One is right where all the mailboxes are, almost to the entrance of the park, and the other one is down at the other mailbox that's there on the street. Those are the only 2 that I've seen on Casablanca.
No, we did some work in Hillside also.
Well, Hillside, that's
Yeah,
a different street.
Yeah.
That's totally different. It doesn't.
But that's all part of the system in the drainage basin. We're looking at it. But yeah, most of the neighborhoods, like the neighborhood I live, I don't have any stormwater infrastructure either because of the soils. But we're looking at Casablanca. But Casablanca, that sidewalk pitches that way because that's a DOT road. That was a DOT grant that we received. They made us pitch those sidewalks that direction. As a matter of fact, I had an argument in the street with the district engineer about that. And they were emphatic about the pitch of the sidewalk.
Yeah. We had the major problem. I know
Yeah.
because I had a big discussion about that to let them know that, look, you can't just take it and have all that water goes into someone else's property.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense, and no one authorized you to do it, so we had to kind of put a stop to exactly, because they were going even further into letting all of that water drain into someone else's property, which I thought was very unfair, but we need to address those issues too. The other one that I wanted to talk about too is, of course, the future home of HELP. Now, I don't know who owns that property or whether that's a lease property to HELP or what. I don't really know.
Where they are now?
The future home.
The future home, they own the property.
They own the property.
They own the property.
And my question is, why haven't they cleaned that property? I think it's an eyesore. And of course, my neighbors have been talking with me, and they asked me to please ask the council to have someone come and maintain that property. It's overgrown. Before that sign went there, someone was cleaning it, keeping it up to par. And now since that sign was there, no one has come to maintain that property. And it looks like a little forest there. So we're asking the council to please get in touch with them to see that they can have someone come and clean that property. Also, we talked a few years ago, and I'm going to leave in a minute, about beautifying our community. And if that's what we're trying to do and other people are taking care of their properties, We want other people in the neighborhood to be accountable for it. And if the council can do something about, as far as abandoned trailers and things of that nature on our area. Casablanca is a very small street. Hillside is a very small street. And we're trying to maintain it. We're trying to beautify our neighborhood and improve on it. There was also a time where the town was cleaning the property right next to the playground, that little small area, just before you approach the playground coming from Ribault Road. Now, because the town I knew cleaned it before, because whenever you have an affair there, it was used to park cars. And the owner of the property didn't care about it. But now it's just sitting there, and it's another eyesore within the community. So I don't know how you get in touch or to make.
We have a new codes enforcement officer. We have 2 of them now, and that was earlier mentioned. And there's going to be a lot of things, a lot of ratcheting up on codes enforcement. They're going through all of the policies and procedures, and they'll be implying those things.
And in the past, we have asked you to look at, and I'm not going to mention any names or anything, to look at areas on Casablanca, off of Casablanca, where people have been neglecting their properties, and a lot of things that we've asked the council before to act on. It has not happened. So we're looking for it. I'm not calling out, and I think some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And those things need to be addressed. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. Patty? Patty?
Well, I have to tell you, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. Rose, it's nice to see you. I'm just saying, it's nice to be back. Because I've been coming to council meetings now for almost 20 years. And over the years, there have been 2 things, and perhaps more, but I can recall 2, that got everybody in town revved up. And as solutions were coming out, these 2 items were described as items that define the town. Those 2 items, shrimp boats, item number 1. Item number 2, trees. Now, they're both terribly important, and they do add to the importance of the town, add to the quality of life, they enrich the town. But I'm suggesting they don't define the town. What defines the town are the people. And so, what I have to say tonight is thank you, Kevin, Mary Beth, Mayor Joe, Daryl, Jerry, because you're the leaders. And you've heard these complaints, these decisions that have to be made. Thank you for your leadership through the pandemic, when, just as the pandemic comes along, we're stuck with a port development problem. They will both unfold at the same time. Couldn't be more perfect storm, if you will. Thank you for the fact that you met over Zoom, that we're still a town that cares, that we've still got great leaders. I'm just very grateful to be here. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. And you've got an executive meeting.
We do.
I'm leaving. Good
That's
night.
okay. I'll open it up to anybody
Thank you,
else.
man.
Any other public comment? You're not really the public. You just come on up. I would have called on you anyway.
Mayor, Council, I wanted to apologize, 1, for being late to council meeting. I was held up at another meeting. But 2, I wanted to thank you all for your investment in the Military Enhancement Committee. It's such a critical component of our region's economy. $2.5 billion is the estimated economic impact. But what's really important is the national security implications of the mission critical work done at our region's 3 military installations making new Marines, training new pilots is critical to keep our position in the global environment safe and secure and maintain our way of life. The investments that you all have made will pair with monies from the City of Beaufort and Beaufort County and the state of South Carolina to ensure that the history and legacy of our installations carry on for the next century here in Beaufort County, across the Low Country. We will be investing all of those funds in planning and engineering to ensure the resiliency and sustainability and mission viability of our region's installations, their contributions to the community and its economy for years to come. And we're the facilitators for your input. So we look forward to your active engagement as we endeavor on the project that's been laid out, and I look forward to having representatives from the town of Port Royal at our kickoff meeting next Thursday at 9 a.m. So thank you all very much, and we appreciate your support.
Thanks. Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is an executive session. Can I entertain a motion?
How can we find out more about this 60-plus program that's being developed? Because everybody loves
Right.
Port Royal.
We're gonna send it out again in the, Port Royal Bulletin, and I'll give you my card. If you send me an email, I'll send you the information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, but the more people there, the better, and the more fun.
Yeah.
Right. Again, entertain a motion to go into executive session?
I move that we that we move to break for executive session to discuss legal briefing regarding tree removal on 12th Street.
Thank you. We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. There won't be any actions coming out of this. It's just a briefing. If you'd like to wait around to hear that it was a briefing and an adjournment, you can wait around.